My name's Allycia Uccello, and this is my studio in Campbellville, Ontario, a studio that I've had for 27 years that my husband reconditioned for me. It's actually formerly an apple cooler, so it's a perfect space, high ceilings and great light. And what I'm going to show you here today are some of the work that I'm preparing for the FASM tour, and I'm very excited about. And these are acrylic paintings I've been working on for the last year. A series of experiments that tie into kind of a long exploratory journey I've been on for a number of years regarding the idea of dipping into, in a sense, the unknown universe, the idea of the quantum world, and also the macrocosm, the idea of how we are existing and what affects us. What are the things that daily go on that we're unaware of? And these kind of represent the ebb and flow, the unseen world, the light spectrums that we're really not so easily privy to, and the flows and currents that affect us. Really going with my work. And this has to do with something called, it's connected to a thing called cymatics. And this is where experiments were done, I believe back in the 40s, and they showed how vibrating sand, and in some cases water, brings out these incredible geometric forms and patterns. And so this series of paintings connects with this idea. So this is actually a cymatic pattern of a certain frequency, and I've worked with white sand over a series of pastel and pencil crayon images built up in layers. So for me, the idea is that I'm trying to, in a sense, translate sound into a visual representation. I'm trying to capture that. And all of the work has some aspect of that because it's dealing with movement. It's dealing with flows, currents, eddies, crossovers, connections, and the idea of gravitational fields, the idea of multiple dual realities.
But look at the camera.
No, it's okay.
So this is kind of an interesting example of experimenting that I've been doing for the last year. In this case, it's working with an interesting gel medium with grit in it, which is perfect for applying pastel. And I love the high texture on this. And I a skin. So these are, again, layered paintings where I've texturized them. I have put markers. I've worked with gold. I've worked with gold leaf, silver leaf. Again, I'm working with as many different materials available through various companies that provide acrylics. And it's exciting because I've really researched the potential for this, and I have given myself no limits. And I think that in itself is a wonderful journey for the show. So I guess what motivates me is, in a sense, where it started for me as a young person. I think at around age 13, I made a decision to become an artist. I just sort of said, okay, I think this is what I want to do. And with that firmly in place, the way kids can, just be very direct, I just based the rest of my life on this. And here I am all these decades later. Now, I should preface that by saying that I grew up in a family where both my parents were amazing artists. And Gerald Gladstone was an amazing sculptor and painter, and my mother Sheila Gladstone, also an amazing illustrator, fashion designer. So I kind of had this wonderful milieu, shall we say, of the art world dropping in at our house. We had amazing visitors, particularly a lot of the artists that you would know and recognize around the Toronto scene, especially from the 50s and 60s, that just, to me, that's the way everybody lived, I guess. Every kid believes that the way they've grown up is the way everybody else does, places. But the whole act of creating art, I think, is central. The idea of first pleasing yourself and what inspires you, what motivates you. And for me, this, in a way, it's a spiritual journey for discovering who I am, and then what that translates into who I'm connected to, and what those connections do in terms of leading me to the next, shall we say, state of awareness. So I would have to say that being an artist is a lifelong journey, and each day I can say honestly that I wake up excited about it.
In the paintings,